Good morning, everyone. I am back at Appalachian Trail Conservancy headquarters in Harpers, Ferry, West Virginia. I know it's been a while and you might have a few questions, but let's get back to the actual Appalachian Trail and we can talk while we walk. Okay, everybody, if this looks familiar, we are back on the Appalachian Trail. This is northbound mile marker 1025.8, where I started my Appalachian Trail through hike attempt. We headed northbound, that would be to the right. But more relevant for today, this is also southbound mile marker 1169.3. So we will be headed to the left, south towards Virginia, and I can give you an update. All right, everybody. So what have I been up to? Well, the last time that you saw me, I was filming my I Quit video on the bed of a cheap hotel. So when the going got tough, I quit, which is definitely not my proudest moment, but I don't have any shame either, right? And so if you think about what I said on my channel introduction video, this entire channel, right, the ethos of this channel is throwing yourself into the deep end, right? You're putting yourself in situations that are potentially deeply uncomfortable and that you may not have been totally prepared for. And so think about the literal example of someone jumping into the deep end, let's say, of a pool, right? If someone's learning how to swim and the first time you jump into the deep end, right, what happens? Well, they might freak out, right? So they get overwhelmed, right? They hit the water and they start flailing, right? And they try to scramble back towards the side of the pool deck, okay? And so I feel like my Appalachian Trail adventure to this point was largely that, right? I jumped into the deep end. I was somewhat overwhelmed, right? So what you saw was 16 days of me flailing, and I scrambled back to the metaphorical pool deck and I climbed out of the pool. But I wouldn't judge someone so harshly, right, for being overwhelmed the first time they jump into the deep end of a pool. And I'm not going to judge myself too harshly for my 16 days that I spent trying to do an Appalachian Trail through hike. And in fact, I would actually admire someone for once they got out of the pool, all right, if they collected themselves, analyzed, hey, you know, what did I do well? What did I do? What could I improve on potentially? Can I change my approach somehow? Be more prepared next time? And if they jump in the next time, I think I would applaud that person. And so that's what I'm trying to do, right? I am trying to collect myself. I'm back on the pool deck and I have just jumped in for the second time. Now, don't get too excited. I am not restarting my Appalachian Trail through hike. I am just doing a section hike, right? So I have jumped into the pool, but I am not attempting to swim 10,000 meters, right? I'm just trying to get to the opposite end of the pool, right? I'm doing one length. Thought I would pause the introspective portion of this video, just let you watch and listen as we walk across the bridge over the Shenandoah River. Now, I'm not committing to section hiking the entire trail. However, I do think section hiking may alleviate some of the issues I had during my through hike attempt. For example, one would be what I call the big denominator problem. I would get to camp each night and either divide how far I went that day or the cumulative total by 2,195.1. And I sort of became demoralized because I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. But perhaps more importantly, I sort of stated that, you know, what was my intent going on the Appalachian Trail? Well, I viewed it as basically a crucible, right? I wanted to put myself in a position where I basically broke myself down to try to meet my most elemental self. And in retrospect, I think that might be putting a little too much pressure on any one experience. Because if you have a very specific desire or aim like that, and you're not getting it on trail, then I think it makes it that much easier to abandon your attempt. So my attempt with this section hike is less of a trial to be endured and just more of a vacation to enjoy as much as possible, right? So I want to enjoy the physical challenge. I want to see nature, meet some cool people, and continue to raise money for scholarships. If I, learn something about myself, that's great. Now, I understand that maybe section hiking videos lose some of the Homeric quality that through hiking videos can have, but I hope you stick around all the same. All right, I need to break out the hiking poles. We'll catch up with you up the trail. Okay, everyone, we have reached a trailhead and a road crossing. So just to refresh, and these are northbound mile markers, so and we're headed south. But we started here, ATC headquarters, right? Took the side trail to the actual AT. Did a big climb up to Loudon Heights, right? Then it's been pretty much nice, easy walking most of the day, and we are now here at Keys Gap. Now, according to the sign, 0.3 miles away, there is a pizza place. It doesn't open until noon. If I was a through hiker trying to make miles, I probably wouldn't wait 30 minutes for a pizza place to open. It's about 11:30 a.m. right now. But I'm still thinking about it because we're not in a pressure to make miles. Now, thinking about where we're going to stop tonight, the early option is David Lesser Memorial Shelter. If we want to push it, we can go to the Blackburn Trail Center. So that's a cabin. Looks like there's 4 spots in the cabin, and then they have tenting spots. So it's a Saturday, so it will be a Saturday night. I don't know if people will hog the, will have sort of taken the cabin sites by I get there, but we'll see. So if I hang out too much at the pizza place, it'll probably be the shorter option. If I decide to push on, maybe we can push to the longer option. I'll keep you posted. Okay, everybody, just coming back to Keys Gap after eating at Torlone's Pizza. Highly recommend Torlone's Pizza. It is not in the AWOL guide, but it is listed. Directions on how to get there are in the comments on Far Out for Keys Gap. I didn't catch the woman's name. I don't know if she's the owner or maybe just a waitress, or but she was the only person in there that was helping me. But very nice. Let me cool off. Had a good pizza, Mountain Dew, fantastic. All right, everybody, I pushed on to the Blackburn ATC Center, and let me show you this place. It is amazing. I literally stumble out of the woods into this place, and the caretaker, Adam, and his wife handed me a Mountain Dew, a bowl full of popcorn, and double stuffed Oreos. But here's the main building. The caretakers live in here, and there is a 4-room hiker cabin, which I have a bunk in. Picnic tables and privy is behind that. Really just an amazing place. Very glad that I pushed on here. So it's a little dark, but here's the bunk room. I'm on the bottom bunk there. Looks like we've got at least one other hiker that'll be staying in here. They also have a campground for through hikers and section hikers. It's a not-for-profit organization. I went ahead and make a donation, even though they don't have a listed fee. They've also got a trail crew that's doing some work, so it sounds like there's a chainsaw crew that's going to get started early tomorrow, working on felling some trees. So I'm really glad I pushed on here. I didn't stay at the previous shelter. There was I saw a group of, I don't know, maybe 8 women, and they had dropped their stuff at the campground and or at the shelter, and were hiking back to a view, and evidently there was a wasp nest in the shelter. And so my guess is they were all tenting, and so I was worried that they were going to take up all the tenting sites, and so I went ahead and pushed on here. But this is a very amazing place. So thanks again. Highly recommend the Blackburn ATC Center. Definitely the best hostel that I've seen on trail. So let's go ahead and wrap up here. Got my headlamp on, sorry about the shadows, but we started down here, 1169.3 southbound mile markers. Now again, we're headed southbound, so we got to sort of read this in reverse. We're now reading from from bottom to top. So southbound is basically up the page, right? So if you turn it this way, we're reading right to left. So we climbed up Loudon Heights, took a break for lunch here at Keys Gap. Again, went to that pizza place, which was amazing. I don't want to say a big climb, but steady climbing at a Keys Gap until you sort of got up on the ridge. Again, decided not to stay at David Lesser Memorial Shelter. It sounds like there was a wasp nest in the shelter, and I knew that there was already at least 8 other hikers probably occupying the tent spots. So we pushed on additional, 3-point-something miles here to the Blackburn ATC Center. And so that is, let's see here, 1181.5. So we're looking at what, 12.2 miles for the day, which that's a heck of a day. I am pretty tired, particularly my feet. So we'll figure out a plan for tomorrow. Trail, the maintainers said that there was weather rolling in tomorrow around noon, so there's supposed to be pretty heavy rains from noon to about 6 p.m. tomorrow, and they recommended that people basically not be on trail during that time. So there is another hostel about 8-point-something miles up the road, Bears Den Hostel. That looks like my early out, and so we'll see. If the weather's bad, hopefully I can get, I don't know if I can cover 8-point-something miles by noon, if that's when the rain starts, but probably get out of here as early as I can and try to hit the trail while it's cool and make as much mile before potentially the rain starts. Because the last time someone told me that I shouldn't be out in the rain was the hostel owner in Boiling Springs said I shouldn't be in the rain, and I was just north of Duncannon when that storm rolled in, and that was the day I quit. So if someone that lives on trail and has a lot of experience tells you you probably shouldn't be out, then I've learned that you probably shouldn't be out. So, but we'll figure that out tomorrow once we wake up. But again, thanks for watching. This was a good first day back on trail. I'll see you on the next video.
If you enjoyed this video, I would ask two things. First, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those actions help us grow the community so that we can put more good out into the world. Second, when I'm not out on an adventure, I am a college professor. A college education can be transformative, but college is an expensive proposition. However, I think we can help, so I'm asking you to please donate to support scholarships for students at the Sam M. Walton College of Business at the University of Arkansas. There are two ways you can navigate to the donation page. First, you can scan the QR code that you see on the screen. Please have cookies enabled in your browser. The second method is to navigate to the URL that you see on the screen or in the description to this video. When you arrive at that page, what should you see? Well, you will be on the online giving website for the University of Arkansas. You should notice that the designation and the other department, program, or fund fields are automatically populated. That's going to tell the fundraising personnel to automatically associate any funds raised with our effort here on this channel. All you have to do is enter an amount and your personal information. I will keep you up to date with our fundraising progress as we move through the adventure. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you on the next video.